So weather update for any of those who are British and love the weather. It's cold and miserable and a bit wet, and we are very, very pleased that we are building this beautiful dinghy in the lounge. The interesting thing is we've been at the fiddly bits for over a month and a half, and because we wanted to avoid having the dinghy on the dining room table for that length of time. But you can see how quickly the actual hull goes together. It's absolutely incredible. So what we're doing today is we're tying in the bulkheads to the boat. So what we have to do is we've got to cut a deck section which is going to go in here and allow us to completely line up this bulkhead and this bulkhead. We won't fit the deck section, but all we'll do is we'll pull in the bulkheads to the actual hull. We'll use the ties for that. Make sure that that's absolutely spot on. We're going to do so we have to do the same sort of thing. We have to reference from the stern forward to these two semi bulkheads. So we're going to put this transom in. It's quite heavy, so we'll support it with a stick to stop it pulling the stern of the boat down. Then we've got some side panels which we're going to cut right now. I'll show you those in a minute, and that'll make sure that we square off these two semi bulkheads. So that's going to be the plan of action for this morning, and then obviously we'll go on to the 6 and 6A later on. So these are our reference pieces. So this is the foredeck piece. So I'm going to go and cut that and sand it out in the workshop, and that'll line up the full bulkhead, the two full bulkheads, and then this is our two stern vertical panels for the semi bulkheads. Same thing, I'm going to go and cut those out, trim them up, and that's going to get us started for the day once I bring those in. So while I'm busy doing the cutting outside in the workshop, Jilly's going to be getting very handy with the pliers and just removing these front wires, leaving these side wires in because we haven't glued them yet, but just removing the front wires to the best of her ability. We glued them last night, so there's going to be some resistance, so probably I'll have to get some brute force onto it when I come back in later on. So basically we've just cut the foredeck panel, and actually bearing in mind we did a guesstimate on where this bulkhead went. I think it's not come out too badly. It seems to be slightly off, slightly skewed, so we've marked it, and we'll move that slightly aft and move this slightly forward. We do have a problem up front. If you come over here, we have a slight problem with the bow. We have a gap here. We'll make it up with a nice piece of wood, which we'll put up the front, because we're going to use this as a through section for towing the dinghy when we're on the boat. So that's not a big problem. But actually, it's a very nice fit. If you have a look at that, it's a very, very nice fit. Nice epoxy joint there, quite solid. And we've yet to put the other bits and bobs under it, so no, I'm very pleased with that.